if I were talking to a mom friend about whether or not to put their child in a dose escalating study where there could be no benefit in the low dose, and that might be the only dose their child receives, I would say make sure it's not a one-time dose only. I would never, and I don't think there should be allowed to be a study of gene therapy where any child, any single child, is given a dose that is subtherapeutic. So there is under no circumstance would I ever tell somebody to do it if they're aware that it could be subtherapeutic. That said, if it's a drug where you can then dose again, we have to know what the lowest threshold is, because that's what the FDA is going to approve. That's what payers are going to want to know. They have to see multiple doses. Gene therapy is another animal. You can't expect children to be sacrificed. You know, they can't get treated again once you're treated with gene therapy. And I think there needs to be a whole educational series. I don't think there's enough education about gene therapy. Gene therapy is permanent. Now, you have doctors that will tell you it shouldn't be. We should be able to redose. We might be able to change the vector. You know, the sciencey people will tell you that gene therapy shouldn't be permanent. Right now, everything we know about gene therapy is you can never have another dose. So, first of all, it might last 10 years. You dose a 5-year-old with Duchenne with a gene therapy. In 10 years, they're just starting to see the major effects. You can't redose. Think about it. So there's a lot of information needed, and I am so excited for the pioneers that are doing it now. But if for any type of decision that you make, if you can just really stack the cards to your advantage the best possible way, do not accept a subtherapeutic dose, because you just can't do it again. Somebody has to do clinical trials. Somebody has to. But we have 3 companies in the gene therapy space. They're doing it 3 different ways. The doses for 2 of them are expected to be therapeutic. Choose wisely. I mean, that's really the advice that I would give, because I'm not somebody that's always thinking about the bigger picture alone. You know, these are people, these are children, and I would hate for somebody to not tell me that a dose was subtherapeutic. So it's a huge pain point for me. I don't think you can mess around. I also don't think you can mess around with placebo for very long in these studies, because we're going to have to follow these 4 and 5-year-olds that are given gene therapy, or even the newborns for SMA. We're going to have to follow these kids for 20, 30 years to find out what the true benefit is. So at some point, you're going to have to take a leap and get rid of placebos.